All right, let's get talking. Upsetting FBA and ADOS, getting to the roots, of course, getting to the roots of hip hop. Right now, I'm showing you a man who is from the Yoruba people. Um, I'm not actually showing you what he is doing, although I'm explaining it. So, what he is a hunter, a traditional hunter, and they have a tradition of chanting known as Ijala. Now, rapping is basically a form of chanting. So, this showing you this here, going on here to the Jubilaires. Okay, so the Jubilaires, seen here, were a gospel group from the 1940s. And this gentleman here actually performs what is basically, or what was basically, a rap. It says the Jubilaires were an American gospel group known for their rhythmic rhyming verses, which would later evolve into rapping. Here seen performing their song Noah, 1946. Okay, so yes, this gentleman, you can find it on YouTube. This guy here was basically rapping. Now you have uh, an issue now where you have debate between whether or not hip hop originated in Jamaica, or was it something that African Americans, or people who, some of whom prefer to call themselves foundational Black Americans, or ADOS, American descendants of slaves, was it the case that this is something that was just happening in America and Jamaicans, I guess you can say, infiltrated hip hop culture as opposed to being originators of it? Now, remember, chanting, which is what Ijala basically is, uh, why I would not say that chanting necessarily has to be rapping. Rapping is a form of chanting. The Yoruba culture preceded by many thousands of years Black American culture, and was a contributor to Black American culture, along with a number of other West African and Central African cultures. Okay, so going here, we see Pygmy Markham. This was another uh, Black American who rapped before rap became a thing. However, making a linear path from any uh, rapper, or before the 1970s, is difficult. Uh, Mr. Markham did not have really have copycats or people who were, as far as I know, inspired to do what he did. He was also a comedian. Okay, now where it gets into Jamaicans is now where we have people like Count Machuki, who was what is known as a toaster. You also have it swinging back in with into America, what were known as jive talking DJs who actually Count Machuki listened to. And what Count Machuki came up with or decided to do was to, while records were played, to talk over the records. I think the difference, and I could be wrong, between what the uh, jive talking DJs did was they would announce the records, and then I think they would let them play, and then maybe come on after the record and introduce the next record, and they would do this in a flamboyant way with the slang of the day, which had some rhymes in it, and so on. So now, moving on from that, we have the Jamaican sound system culture. And this is basically, here we see Count Machuki. He was, this is, again, this is before hip hop is officially supposed to have started in New York. Basically, what a sound system was, it was a setup of speakers and also turntables where people would play music. They might talk over the music or toast, and they would have competitions on how loud they could blast the music. The sound system culture, as far as I know, was the first musical culture that emphasized equipment as opposed to live music. Although people probably might want to come in and swing in and say, no, that was disco. Maybe it was. But I would say either in parallel, the emphasis on speakers, the fact that it was more of an outdoors thing. This is what Jamaicans feel influenced hip hop. Jamaican sound system speakers, old school Jamaican sound system, 70s sound system,